build a piece of furniture, you can't be too careful in selecting your lumber. Everything depends on it. Look at that. Perfect. Straight as an arrow, beautiful grain, and no knot holes. Piece of wood like this, it can be intimidating. Lisa was like this board. We've been best friends since the 7th grade. In high school, I realized I wanted to be more than that, but our friendship was so great. I didn't want to risk spoiling it by trying to go to another level. Secretly, I had hoped Lisa would make the first move, but she never did. Upstairs right now, there's Susan. We've been together for almost 10 years now. And tonight we broke up. I really screwed things up. With Lisa, with Susan, and it's all because of Keith. We met at the Science Land Museum's Christmas party.
Keith, I'd like you to meet Steve Hill, my best friend.
How you doing?
Hello.
Keith is with a marketing company that's promoting the center's expansion.
Good to meet you.
Oh, you're the joiner, right? The furniture maker?
Actually, I work for a company that does a kitchen refacing. And I build furniture in my garage.
Great furniture.
Susan Jarvis. Keith Rocher.
How do you do?
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I was used to meeting Lisa's boyfriends. I could count on a new one about every 3 months or so. But this one was different from the get-go. This one showed up at my house.
Double for the O, plus 3 makes 5.
That's sad.
Guess I'm not such a cunning linguist after all.
No matter how many times I hear that, it is always funny.
Considering your profession, Keith, I think words would be your strong suit. They're your stock in trade, right?
Well, it's not the size of the vocabulary, it's how well you use it.
So, how'd you end up in Nashville, of all places?
I just got tired of Montreal. I ran out of things to write about. I thought perhaps I could write songs. If nothing else, coming to Nashville would be an interesting experience, maybe even a good story.
So, was it? A good story?
I'm still working on it.
Lisa and I walk together every morning and talk about all sorts of things. Keith became a big topic of conversation. Keith, the frustrating.
Maybe I'm not attractive enough.
Maybe he's gay. 3 weeks of dating and no sex? It was like a sign of the apocalypse.
He is used to more cosmopolitan women. Maybe I'm just out of my league.
Oh, please.
Or we could end up as really good friends. That'd be okay. Maybe that's what he wants.
You should be patient.
I know. But in my experience, the most exciting part of any romantic relationship's in the beginning. When the other person doesn't know that much about you, especially not your faults. And you can be the best version of yourself in their eyes. But if you can't get it together during that phase, then the chances of making it when the newness is worn off, forget it.
You think you have to snare people with external charm?
You dig down deep enough and you can find I have some pretty unattractive qualities. Okay, this is where you jump in and say, no, Lisa, not you.
And you would know that I was lying. That's what makes me such a good friend. I know all your faults. And I love you anyway.
Do you?
Yes, I do. I love you.
Well, guess I'll see you tomorrow.
The whole Keith situation was starting to get to me. How dare he date my best friend and not fuck her? But all things come to those who wait. Let me back up and tell you a little about Susan. I met Susan after Lisa went away to college.
Great furniture.
Susan Jarvis, Keith Roger.
How do you do?
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, Steve, do you work on spec or take commissions?
I just build stuff for myself and friends. I don't sell much.
Despite years of encouragement.
I have the first piece he ever made.
A stool he made in 7th grade shop class. Oh, honey, tell him about our bed. He built the most beautiful bed. It's missionary style.
Mission style?
Sturdy, too.
So, who's hungry?
I don't know.
Cute as a button
Susan,
and
what do you
sharp
do?
as a
I'm a
tack.
fitness instructor down at the sports class. So, what'd you think of Keith? Lisa seems to be pretty serious about him.
She hadn't said anything to me.
I thought you guys talked about everything.
I couldn't handle it if she told me everything.
I can imagine.
Missionary style.
I am mad.
Susan's mom owns her own business. I always wanted to have my own business. A cabinet shop. Making fine furniture. Susan was always after me to ask her mom to borrow the money to start up. I always declined. A terrific woman. Funny. Smart. Sexy. Who's crazy about me. And a wealthy mama to boot. So what's my problem? Keith was persisting. 3 months. 6 months. Lisa became less dependable for morning walks. But it all evened out after a while. Good morning.
Bonjour, Steve. Ça va?
We found a new normal.
J'ai étudié français.
Okay, I get it. But if you're gonna learn a second language, wouldn't Spanish be a lot more useful around here?
Who says I'm going to spend the rest of my life around here? Silly boy.
I got used to the idea of Keith being around indefinitely. Maybe forever. Then came the day Lisa wanted to talk, but not walk. Hey, are we walking or what? I've been waiting outside for She and Keith had a big fight.
Sorry, I just don't feel
Don't know about what. But it was a very big deal because Lisa had invested so much more than the usual in this guy.
What do I look for in a partner? In a relationship?
Love?
That's a given. What else?
Comfort. You have to be at ease with the other person.
Not embarrassed to be naked with the lights on?
Comfortable with pretty much everything. Like, there are only 3 people I know around who I can fart without shame.
Oh, I food in my nose.
Redneck cocaine. So do you break wind freely around Keith? Are you comfortable enough to toot with abandon?
No, and it wouldn't be fair if I did. He doesn't fart. Ever.
Of course not. I also hear he peas lemonade and craps chocolate ice cream.
Well, very convenient for picnics.
And passion. That's something that you have to have.
Comfort, love, passion. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Maybe that's the most anyone could hope for.
And expecting to find all 3. You think you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Maybe.
What are you doing?
Making a fool out of myself.
No. The perfect moment. I wasn't thinking of Susan, of Keith, or how we were upending the entire comfortable structure of our lives. None of those things mattered now. After all those years, we were setting things right. I was sure of it. My euphoria lasted just under 23 hours.
Good morning.
Good morning. I had a dream about you last night. For a second, when I woke up, I thought that yesterday was just a dream.
Well, you should just go with that. It was just a dream.
I know we need some time to think about what comes next. And to, sort out the complications.
The complications are Keith and Susan. This can only end badly. It'll mess everything up.
Well, what were you thinking yesterday?
What the fuck was I thinking? We should just forget it ever happened.
I can't forget that easy. I don't have a long list of people that I've fucked and forgotten.
Guess that's that.
And that was that. No more morning walks, no more double dates. I told Susan that Lisa and I had a big argument about Keith. She didn't press me for details. After a lot of thought, I finally realized that it made sense to borrow money from Susan's mom to start my business. I kept my distance from Lisa, though she and Susan still went out together from time to time.
How about?
My attention was turned to the future. You want to do fast?
How about strip it, sand it, buff it, let's go.
The Sandman cometh.
No, I don't like it.
Why?
I don't like it.
Well, I'm putting it down anyway. It's better than Stains R Us.
You get it really big.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, that is
Chairman of the boards.
awful.
Chairman of the boards. The little chair sitting around.
Yeah, okay. You can even have it on their side, little chair.
I think we found the name of our business. You came up with some good names.
You did?
Yeah, I like them.
That's good.
Meanwhile, Keith's marketing paid off for Science Land, which raised the money to build their new exhibits tower and make themselves over as the Discovery Center. With the coming of another Christmas season, the center once again brought out their toy train exhibit. I volunteer to help run it every year. And this year I was really looking forward to it. Lisa works at the center, and I hoped we'd run into each other. After months of avoiding her, I was finally ready to face her, make amends, and be friends again. But I got more than I bargained for.
Hi, Steve. I think you know Keith.
Keith, I didn't know you were into trains.
Oh, just glad to help.
You brought your own trains.
Well, I just wanted to add some variety. You want to keep my rolling stock the rest of the day? Then give it to Lisa when you're done.
Sure. That'd be great.
It's not your layout, sweetheart. How many people run trains every year? 20? 30?
Well, I don't think he's moved by the spirit of volunteerism. He's got no history in that area. And he just happens to pick the shift before mine.
Well, maybe he's reaching out. He knows how resentful you are of him.
So he sticks his fancy new trains in my face and offers to let me run 'em. He's just trying to show he can do anything I can do, only better.
So what?
The time is now 5 o'clock. The Discovery Center is now closed for the day. Thank you for visiting. Please come again.
Hey. I'll have these packed up in a minute.
No worry. I miss you. I miss our walks.
Me too.
You know, we can go back to that if you want.
Okay. Do you want to get some coffee or something?
I'd love to, but Keith's on his way to pick me up for an early dinner. I have a few more minutes. Have you been to the tower yet?
Moderation in all things sounds like a bore to me. You and I ain't saints, and I know we ain't ever gonna be. But honey, we can get wild every once in a while without living on the Serengeti. See, there's a new frontier, and it's starting right here. Something we ain't done already. Let's go steady. I wanna go steady now. Slow and easy and steady on. Through whatever comes, let's try holding each other steady.
I have something to show you. He asked, and I said yes.
Well, congratulations.
You know he can never take your place.
And Susan can never take yours.
Keith's downstairs waiting on me.
Well, you better go.
Bermuda in his pleasure craft, tanning in a deck chair. He's getting real.
Steve, time for bed.
You go ahead, I'll be there in a little while.
The sea comes alive as the lights get dim. Sparkles swirl around him.
Don't make an ass of yourself. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm glad you finally decided to accept Mama's offer. I know you're gonna make a success out of the business. So happy for you about that. But as far as us, I'm tired of being the runner-up, serving in place of the winner when she can't fulfill her duties as Queen of Steve's heart. We'll stay together. For a while. For appearance's sake. Or at least till you're able to start paying Mama back. And I hope you know about the money. I never intended for that to be a trap to tie us together. Steve. I believe that you can be so much more than you have allowed yourself to be. And I'll support you in every way that I can. Except as a couple. We're through. I deserve better than this.
The great benefit of totally screwing up your life is that when you're left with nothing to lose, you finally gain some perspective and see things for what they really are. Susan knew how I felt about Lisa. Better than I knew myself, maybe. But Lisa never wanted to be more than friends. While Susan, she always wanted more. Susan was never that perfect piece of oak or maple. She's like me, a slightly warped piece of pine. And pine's nice. I used to not like it because it's so soft and it splinters so easily. But it's the splinters, the scars on things that tell you they've been part of your life. This dresser, I made it for Lisa. A wedding present for my second best friend. And for Susan, well, I'm making something else for her. It's nothing fancy, but it's something she's wanted for a long, long time. I just hope she still wants it.
Well, I am thankful for the morning, I am grateful for the day, 'cause I know how without warning it all can slip away. How the strongest of faith can be tested, can be tried. Sometimes I wonder if I have that strength inside. So I am thankful for the mortar, I am grateful for the clay, to put this house in order, keep the storms at bay. These walls are nothing fancy, 'cause I'm learning as I build. It's not laid out real pretty, but it comforts me still to be living here in this house of faith. Brick by brick, stone by stone, this plain old house becomes a home. Brick by brick, stone by stone, this plain old house becomes a home. Well, I'm thankful for the labor, I am grateful for these hands, and how it comes together, though I've never seen the plans. So I trust the architect, though I cannot comprehend how it started. Such a wreck could be a mansion in the end, by just living here in this house of faith. Brick by brick, stone by stone, this plain old house becomes a home. Brick by brick, stone by stone, this plain old house becomes a home. Brick by brick, stone by stone, this plain old house becomes a home. Brick by brick, stone by stone, this plain old house becomes a home. Brick by brick, stone by stone, this plain old house becomes a home. Brick by brick, stone by stone, in this house of faith. In this house of faith.